Snapper, hurry it up.
I got something to third.
Oh.
Hey, where do you think you're going? This is a fire, not a banquet.
Well, sure, I know that, sweetheart.
Well, come back here then.
Relax, will you? I'm with the Chronicle.
Who are you trying to kid?
Tell him, Snapper.
Sure. He's Dan Miller, our race reporter.
See, Chief,
He's got that monkey suit on account of because we had a date with his girl.
on this side. Hey, Snapper, come on, will you? Hurry it up. We don't want to be here all night. I've stood Helen up 3 times in a row already.
I know, and I ain't had any dinner yet. Why?
Well, I didn't know this was going to be a formal affair. Hey, Dan, you forgot the silk topper, didn't you?
Oh, cut it out, you mugs. I've got a dinner date. How did I know that they were going to make me cover this bonfire? Hey, listen, Snapper. Take a shot of that wall over there. I'll be right back. I got to call Helen.
Okay.
I warned you that this would happen, Helen. I don't for the life of me understand why you put up with it. An irresponsible ship.
Please, Mother. Dan will be here in a very few minutes. He's probably been detained.
Detained. Yes, he's been detained every night for nearly a week. The man is utterly impossible. He's made a fool of you.
Mother. Hello? Where have you been? A fire?
Yeah, I know, honey, but I can explain that. I said I can explain that. Will you shut up? No, honey, I didn't nut you.
But, Dan, you promised faithfully to be prompt just this once.
Yeah, but you see, I went back to the office to cash a check, and this mug Rutherford grabbed me and stuck me on this story. Oh, but honey, not even the president can say no to the city editor.
Hurry, please. Dan's on a story.
Yeah, I thought so.
But he'll be here in a very few minutes.
Ah, in a few minutes. Well, if I were you, I'd go out with somebody worthwhile, dependable, like Douglas Stanton.
Yes, Mother, I know all about Douglas Stanton.
Well, at least he's a gentleman. And he'd make you so happy. He comes from lovely people, and he's really devoted to you. I should think
that I'd marry that bore and live happily ever after. Oh, no thanks.
All right. You'll see. It's after 8 now.
What do you figure the damage is?
Oh, maybe 100,000.
$1 million blaze, huh?
Tell Mitchell to get another line on number 14.
Oh, any truth in that arson rumor?
I'm afraid not, Dan. It's just one of those things, faulty wiring.
Well, that's too bad. I'd hope to make page 1 with this blaze.
With your imagination, you'll probably get out an extra.
These are lovely, Douglas. Sweet of you to drop in.
Old reliable. Just had an idea you wouldn't be doing anything this evening.
Mother tells you everything, doesn't she?
Well, where would you like to go, dear? The Century Club, the Continental, the Roof?
Oh, any place.
Good night, Mrs. Murdoch. Thanks for phoning.
Good night, children. Have a good time.
Good night, Mother.
Hey, Snapper, hurry it up, will you? Come on, you can drop me off at Helen's on your way down to the office.
But how about your
I
story?
phoned it in. Hurry up, I'm late enough already. Oh, good evening, Mrs. Murdoch.
Evening.
I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Murdoch, but I had to cover that fire. It was an unforeseen fire. Impulsive, really. You know how fires are. Well, is Helen ready?
Helen waited 3 hours. She has gone out.
With that Stanton guy?
Yes. With that Stanton guy.
Oh, here!
I can't imagine where they get the expression gentleman of the press. If he even knew the meaning of the word gentleman, he'd stop annoying us.
Well, perhaps I should speak to him.
I thought we agreed that...
But, Mother...
trouble with your homework?
Oh, it's that mother of hers.
Mr. Rutherford says to knock it out in a hurry.
Doesn't anybody else work on this paper?
Thank heavens he stopped ringing that thing. Ring, ring. Just one more of those and I think I should have screamed. Now, you listen to me, young man. You've been ringing this phone all morning, and Helen and I are both sick and tired. Oh, I beg your pardon. Indeed, I do. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. Just a moment, please. It's for you on this hill.
Oh, yes. Joan Hill. Hello? Yes? Hello, Joan.
Listen, baby, I can explain everything. I'm terribly sorry about that fire, but it won't happen again, I'll promise. Listen, meet me at the Lido for lunch at 1 o'clock. We'll positively be there. Fires, train wrecks, earthquakes, nothing can stop me.
Well, I'd like to. Well, all right, Joan. I'll be there. Goodbye, Joan. That was Joan. Mm-hmm.
Say, Dan, I thought you had a date.
I have, 1 o'clock. I'll be there on
Better
time.
hurry. It's 10 minutes past now.
Hey, copy!
Table, madam?
No, thanks. Not just yet.
Here, give this to us next. Attaboy.
You're the one who blew ribbon in the last show. Say, Dan, take a look at these pictures of the new puppy, will you?
Say, listen, I'll be right in the doghouse with him if I don't get out of here. I'm 10 minutes late now.
Hey, Dan!
Not now, Snapper, not now.
Hey, Miller! Get over to the district attorney's office right away. He's going to make a statement.
Oh, for the love of Pete, Chief. It's just a waste of cab fare to interview that old windbag again. All he ever says
They're
is...
paying for the cab.
Hey, listen, Chief. I got an old uncle coming in from Syracuse in half an hour. I promised to be
The
down...
dame can wait. Rutherford, sit at desk. No!
When you hear the musical note, it'll be exactly 1:15.
Yeah. You know, how do you figure a mug like that? You know what I went through to get that date with Helen. Now I have to interview the district attorney, the stuffed shirt.
Tough luck.
I know everything he's gonna say. Crime must go. Our fair city must be made safe for the taxpayers. Big shake-up.
You certainly know our district attorney. You could almost write that interview off the cuff. So long, Dan.
I could at that. I could at that. Hey, taxi! Come on! Take me to the Lido and make it snappy.
Read the news here. Hey, paper. Read about it.
Why, Helen.
Oh, hello, Douglas.
What a happy coincidence.
Coincidence?
Well, now.
Never mind. I'm glad to see you. Let's have lunch.
Splendid.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Not in here. Let's go to the Colony Club. It's cooler there.
Surely the colony is much more...
Wait a minute. Gosh, I'm awfully sorry to be late, honey, but you'll forgive me this time, won't you? Of course. You know, funny thing, I was just about to leave the office when Rutherford calls out in that old familiar baritone. Hey, Miller. You know that guy depends on me for everything. Why, I remember last
Fires,
year.
train wrecks, earthquakes. Nothing can stop me. Hello, Douglas.
Oh, now, wait a minute, baby. You don't understand.
Now, look here, Miller. If you had any brains, which of course you haven't, you'd realize that Helen doesn't care to be annoyed any further. And unless you...
Oh, a bark from the Pekingese, huh? Well, you know, I've just been itching to tell you a few things, Stanton. Now, listen here.
Dan, please.
I didn't mind you cutting in the first couple of times, but now that it's getting to be a habit...
You put a 3-column ad on that, will you? Rutherford, sit at desk. What is it, Regan? What? Shot the DA? Driscoll? Was he killed? Oh, boy. Dan Miller's over there right now, right on the spot. Where are you now, Regan?
I'm down at police headquarters. Yeah, in Kelly's office. The police are broadcasting now.
Pick up Mitch Coster. Precinct captains assign details to cover all roads, railroads. Pick up Mitch Coster.
Beat it over the district attorney's office and help Miller. You tell him to call me as soon as you see him. What a break. What a honey. Driscoll's been killed and they think Mitch Costa did it.
Miller will know. He must have seen the whole thing. It was an exclusive interview.
Sure, we'll be on the street long before anybody else. Get me an obit on Driscoll right away. Charlie, hold the press for an extra.
Well, Cooper, get me a column on Mitch Costa.
Right. You gangster stuff.
I get
Hey, rewrite, drop everything, and stand by for Miller's call. He'll be phoning any minute now.
And if you know what's good for you, you'll remember that Helen is my girl, not ours.
Dan, please, I won't have it.
Oh, don't pay any attention to him, dear. What can you expect from a common, cheap, ill-bred...
Come on, Helen, let's get away from here.
I think you'd better leave, Mr. Miller.
Well, you heard what he said. You didn't expect me to stand there.
Douglas is perfectly right. Fighting in the street. You're nothing but a common hoodlum. I never want to see you again.
But I...
Operator, have you heard from Miller yet?
Copy. Miller called in yet?
Not yet.
That guy'll drive me nuts. Composing room.
I don't get it. Miller should know his business.
Well, I can't wait any longer. Charlie, lock the form and shoot that extra. Oh, wait a minute. Here's Miller now. At last. Hello. What? What?
And he hasn't been at the district attorney's office all day. I'm right here now, and nobody's even seen Miller.
Hold on a minute. Okay, Charlie, let her go. All right, Regan. You cover every angle of it yourself. And get Driscoll's secretary to talk. Get her to talk if you have to bribe her. And speed, or every newspaper in town will make us look ridiculous. I'll settle Miller's hash, the double-crossing low-down.
Hiya, Simpson. Well, I got you working too, huh, Blaney? Well, greetings, Joan. Matty, you got a bite?
Oh, Miller.
Why, yes, sir, Master Colonel. I'm coming right along.
Well, did you get your interview?
Why, you know me. Chief Miller never fails. Compliments of the district attorney. Same old stogies and the same old bromides. Criminals must go. Iniquitous power in high places or low will never deflect Edward, Tuppus, and Driscoll from the straight and narrow path of duty. No, sir.
How does he look?
Oh, as well-fed as ever. All pink cheeks and jowls. That guy must live on roast beef and port wine. Every now and then he'd turn to me, you know, and he'd say, the Chronicle's been very unfair, Mr. Miller. You must realize it takes a long time to liquidate such a constructive program as ours. And he goes on and on, gives me a bunch of Latin quotations, e pluribus unum pro bonehead publico. And I just let him go on, see? I just let him go on till he has enough rope. And then I ask him what he intends to do about the Costa indictment.
What did he say?
He gets all red in the face, you know. And he spouts me some more slogans, big shake-up in the department, and I just let him cool down a little bit, and then I challenged him again on the Costa indictment.
Oh, he challenged him again.
Challenged him again.
Well, you know me, Chief. I couldn't let the old guy think he was getting away with anything, and he's a cagey old cuss, though. He just keeps on rolling out the old mottos, you know. No ism but Americanism. Civic duty is an obligation. No compromise with crime. And this government of the people. By the...
Now look here, Miller. You can pick up your paycheck on the way out. And don't bother to look for another job in this town. You've made a fool of this newspaper and everybody on it. I think too much even of my rivals to let them hire a phony like you. And believe me, as long as I'm in this game and behind this desk, you won't get a chance to double-cross anybody else.
Gee, Dan, I'm sorry that...
Don't feel sorry for me, boy. Say, by the time I get through, old Rutherford'll beg me to take that job back. Yes, sir.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do?
Listen, drive me down to police headquarters. Bill Kelly's a pal of mine. He'll give me a break if he can.
Sure, sure. Hmm?
Come on! That's what I'm up against, Bill. Gee, you've got to give me a lead on Mitz Costa, something to work on. I got to get that story if I ever expect to work on a newspaper again.
Well, Dan, I've never seen the time that you couldn't pull one out of the hat.
Oh, no, not this time, Bill. I got to have the real thing.
Say, they're questioning Costa's brother upstairs now.
Oh, I know, but that guy won't talk.
Well, I'd like to help you, Dan, but I'm going to be busy. Gigantic sales for Europe tonight. I'm going down to say goodbye to the purser.
Gee, thanks, Bill. Come here, Snap. Listen.
But my apple.
Oh, my yappa, listen. I'm going to be down at the pier when the gigantic sails tonight. I want you to meet me there with your camera.
Sure, Dan, anything.
Attaboy.
Oh, for gosh. Ain't you gonna see Ellen?
No, I guess not, Snap. She give me the air. No. Say, wait a minute. Gee, it's a long shot, but it might work. You stop by Helen's house and bring her down to the pier with you.
But what am I gonna tell her?
Oh, tell her I'm going to Europe. Tell her I'm going to join the Foreign Legion. Tell her anything. Just see that she gets there.
Oh, but you're not really gonna go.
Oh, of course not, stupid. But if she thinks I am, she'll at least come down to say goodbye. That'll give us a chance to make up. Gesundheit. Just be sure that you get her down to that pier.
Okay.
Captain, where's this boat going? To Albany?
Why, this is a gigantic, sir. Cherbourg and Southampton.
Well, that's near enough.
Sure.
Luggage stuff?
No thanks. We won't need any.
We're going to get off tomorrow anyway. Come on, we got...
You two stay down here. I'm going up to talk to the purser.
I'll go with you, Bill.
Don't take any chances. Remember, this guy Mitz is a killer.
Careful now, careful. Don't jar him, please. Feeling all right, Dad?
If I could only lie down.
Well, we'll be in our stateroom in just a minute.
Anything new? Not so far. Well, keep your eyes open.
You better wait here till I find him.
Did you get her?
Sure. She's down on the dock. Now, what do you want me to do?
Listen, bring her in here.
I know, but what'll I say?
Get going.
Don't say a word. The cops are watching me. He'll tell you what to do with the ice when he slips it to you.
Well, Dan's waiting for you. He's in the hospital.
Hospital?
Yeah.
Is he sick?
I don't know. I guess it's something he ate, no doubt.
Oh.
Dan,
Oh.
what happened? Oh, darling, what's the matter? Dan, for heaven's sake, tell me what happened to you.
Oh, you do love me, don't you, sweetheart?
Has the doctor seen you?
Oh,
Let me see your tongue.
you do love me, don't you, Helen?
Come on now, open your mouth.
Say you love me.
Oh, of course I love you, dear, but you've got to...
Atta girl! That's all I wanted to know. I knew you'd be true blue, sweetheart, the most marvelous girl in the world.
This is the most contemptible thing you've ever done.
Honey, I had to. It was the only way I could get to see you.
But I told you I didn't want to see you again.
All ashore that's going ashore. All visitors ashore, please.
And I mean every word of it. Don't you ever dare call me or even speak to me again.
Well, now listen, Helen, if you'll only be reasonable long enough, of
Dan
course...
Miller, will you let me go?
No, will you let me
go? I
explain?
can't. I'm going to...
Please. Well, where'd you get this?
A man gave it to me. On the pier.
Who?
I don't know. I never saw him before.
$2,000. Well, did he say anything, or was he just handing out money like free samples of soap?
He said something about ice. Well, what difference does it make?
Ice. What else did he say?
Oh, I don't know. He said someone was going to slip me some ice, and I was supposed to hide it. He was probably drunk.
Ice. Ice. Diamonds. I know. He mistook you for this girl, Dorothy Madden. Gee, she certainly looks enough like you.
Oh, Dan, you better...
Shut up and stay out. Gee, what a story. International gem thieves caught single-handed.
Hey, listen, where are you going?
I'm going to take this to the purser on my way out.
Wait a minute, honey. You can't do that. Don't you see? We've walked right into a swell yarn. Don't you understand what's happened? They've mistaken you for one of the gang. You're going to be Dorothy Madden from here to Southampton.
Don't be ridiculous.
Why, there's enough money there to buy tickets for Snapper and me. All you've got to do is sit tight until some crook tosses the jewelry right in your lap.
Here we are.
2:15.
Let's have it, Julia.
Well, I guess we can relax for a while now.
That's where you're wrong. In this business, you never relax. We're not going to take any chances. One of us will stay right in this room all the time. Understand?
Uh-huh.
Now get this, Julia. When I'm out, don't open that door to anybody. This will be my knock. Right.
But Helen, if you love me, you'll do this for me.
Love you? I never want to see you again as long as I live.
Oh, but Helen!
How many times must I tell you?
Oh, Dan, I've been trying to tell you.
Will you keep out of here?
But, Dan, the boat sailed. We're at sea.
What?
Yeah.
A break? Well, you gotta help me now. You can't get off.
Oh, you think so? Well, I know this much about ships. I can leave on the pilot boat.
You know what? I'll bet this hooks up with the Harrington jewel robbery. You remember that big job that was pulled last week? $500,000 in diamonds mysteriously disappeared?
Danny, I'll miss the pilot boat.
And if it is, there's a reward. You'll have your picture plastered all over the front page of the Chronicle.
Oh, I say, business already. I'm sorry I kept you waiting, but I detained, don't you know, until the pilot boat put off. Well, you people look fit. What can I do for you?
Did you say the pilot boat's gone?
Oh, rather. Well, it's sea now, you know, so all you have to do is relax and enjoy yourself until you reach Cherbourg. Yes. Well, now, which is the patient?
Right here, doctor, right here. It's his throat. His throat, sea air. It affects it.
Oh, yes, of course. Well, Dan,
No. Oh, don't try to talk. Now, the doc will fix you up in just a minute. Here, miss, I'll fix it.
Nitrogen silver in the swab, miss. Oh, now. It can't be as bad as all that.
Why, of course not. Be brave, my lad. Remember Valley Forge.
Of course, Valley Forge. Wider, there we are.
Helen, what are you going to do?
I intend to leave it all up to the person.
You come here. Now listen to me, you stubborn little nitwit. You can't get off the boat, and now you are going to help me.
I'll do nothing of the sort.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Take your hands off me.
Please, Helen.
Pardon me, is this man annoying you?
Oh, why?
No, don't get excited, buddy. This young lady and I are practically engaged to be married, aren't we, dear?
I never saw the man before in my life.
May I see your passage, please?
Why, listen, Skipper. I'd like to talk to you. Come here a minute, will you?
I say, I'm terribly sorry this happened, Miss Madden. Suppose I show you your stateroom. Let's see. 391. This way, please.
And you can readily see how such a thing would happen.
Oh, quite. I'm sure we can straighten the whole matter out very easily.
Good.
Uncle, be in your stateroom directly.
Fine, thank you.
Thanks.
Well, Mr. Fisher, this is Mr. Miller, special correspondent of the New York Chronicle.
Oh, how do you do, sir?
Hi.
Mr. Miller's in rather a muddle. It appears his secretary failed to make a reservation for him and,
One of those last-minute oversights. You know how it is.
You have an entrance in this corridor as well, Miss Madden. Here we are. I'll send the stewardess along directly.
How do you do, Miss Madden?
Just a minute. Who is it? It's me, Dad. Oh. Come in. Hey, do you know who I just saw? Frank Julian, the slickest jewel thief in the country.
Well, what are you so excited about?
Well, Julian don't travel for his health. Somebody on this battleship's going to be missing plenty of stuff. And he's no piker either. Wherever you see him, you know there's gold in them hills.
What do you care? It's not our gold.
No, but it could be. You know, we're going to be gone a long, long time, and I had an idea.
I got your idea. Now lay off, Spike. You know the spot I'm in. Every cop in the world's out gunning for me. Forget it.
But, Mitz, you don't understand. There can't be any beef. Julian's racket is hijacking. This thing's a pushover.
Hijacking, huh?
Sure. And you can't be in any tougher jam than you are now. Why, it'd be a crime to pass this thing up.
You know, Spike, with a real chunk of dough, I could get to a place where they'd never get me.
Well, that's very nice of you, Mr. Fisher.
Not at all, Mr. Miller. We're always glad to accommodate the press.
Yeah.
You'll hear from your paper tomorrow, of course.
Oh, yes, bright and early. And they'll hear plenty from me, too.
Well, we've a nice stateroom on deck A. Private bath, naturally.
Yes, of course.
Oh, Dan! Dan! What's the big idea telling that doctor up there that I had a sore throat?
Quiet, Snappers. It's just a little joke between ourselves.
Yeah, well, it ain't no joke with me. Guys, you get fired off in the paper and I try to get your job back, and here we are way out at sea with no clothes and no dough. And you know what they do to stowaways. They make them peel potatoes and things like that.
Cute kid.
There you are, miss.
Well, the next time I'll tie the key around my finger.
That's a very common error, miss. Yours the 7th I've opened tonight.
Oh.
Thank you, miss.
Oh, these things are lovely, Miss Madden.
Are they? Oh, yes. Yes, I packed in such a hurry that I scarcely know what I have with me.
I certainly feel sorry for this steamship line when my paper hears about this. And wait till I see the American Council at Southampton.
Peanut brittle, Dan?
Gee, to think that Helen would do a thing like that to me. And after all I've done for her, too.
Yeah.
$25, $50, $60, $75 a buck and a half, $2, that's fine.
I'm sorry, sir.
But what have you got to lose? All you have to do is slip the note under the door. Stateroom 391. Wait. $3.
This is very irregular, sir.
Ah, that's a good boy.
Hi, Chief. How's tricks?
Hey, when she gets that note, then we'll get action around here.
Who is it? Oh.
I'm afraid I can't help you, Miss Madden.
But you must release them, Mr. Fisher. You can't keep them down there. I tell you, it was all a practical joke.
I'm sorry, Miss Madden. If they had their passage money, it would be different.
Oh, but I have their money. Right here. You see, that was part of the joke.
Oh? That's a joke? In America?
Yes. A joke.
How stupid of me.
Yes.
Well, in any event, we should hear from their paper directly.
Aren't you going to have any breakfast?
Nah, I got a headache.
That's too bad.
I think I'll go down and get a rub. Maybe a Turkish bath.
I think it might do some good for your disposition.
Open the door. I'll take those dishes out.
Well, never mind, Harry. The steward will take care of this.
Yeah? I thought I told you not to let anybody in this room.
The steward?
Not even the steward. And remember, don't open that door unless you hear my knock. once more, sir. Now lie down, sir. That'll fix your headache, sir.
Well, I hope so.
Very fortunate, Mr. Miller, that it was only a joke. Captain Falsey hopes there'll be no repetition of the incident.
Oh, Dan, what'll I do?
Well, that was certainly a fine trick you played on me to think that my own...
Dan, the cobra is about to strike.
What?
Look.
The cobra is about to strike. Say, honey, I don't want to scare you, but this looks bad. Now, I may be able to help you, but you've got to do exactly as I tell you.
Oh, I will, Dan, I will.
You promise?
Of course I promise. What do you want me to do?
Well, in the first place, we mustn't be seen together. I don't know who this Cobra guy is, but all he's going to do is hand you some jewelry. You may never even see him.
Well, I'm not...
You don't think I'd let anybody hurt my little girl, do you?
Well... But, Dan...
Of course not. Now, you go on right back to your stateroom and don't worry about a thing. Remember that I'll be here on the job all the time. But whatever you do, don't you leave that room.
No, I won't.
Listen.
But Dan, how are you going to protect Helen when she's down there and you're up here?
By using my beam, stupid. Now, look. Have you got plates and flash bulbs and everything for your camera?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, go on out and scare up some hypo and developer. We might have to finish off some pictures in a hurry.
But where am I
There's
gonna...
a photographer on the boat. Get going.
Who is it? Your mother. Come in.
Good morning, Miss Madden. May I make up your room now? I shan't be over 10 minutes.
Well, all right. I'll take a little walk around the deck.
Thank you.
I might have known I couldn't leave you alone for 2 minutes.
How was I to know it wasn't you? We gave the right knock and
What did he look like?
Oh, he slugged me the minute I opened the door. Knocked me unconscious. And you asked for a detailed description.
But he gave the right knock.
He sure did.
That means somebody's been listening. Now, wait a minute. On that side's that English dame with the 2 kids. That probably lets her out. I don't know who's in there. There's been a dictaphone in this room.
Any answer, sir?
No.
Yes, sir.
What did you do with him?
Well, what?
Come on, cut out the stall and you talk my language.
But,
Hey, you do look like Madden at that. Who planted you here anyway?
Nobody will get hurt if I get back my diamonds.
Where are they? Looks like you and I have both been left holding the same sack, old man.
Come on, we're not going into any conference about this thing. I know you took them, and
Sure, I took them and I planted them in here. I figured this dame was working with me. But she's a crook. Here, take a look at this.
Speak up, sister.
I don't know anything about your diamonds. I left when the maid came in to make up the room. And when I came back, this man was here.
Now, wait a minute. Sit down. Let's look around.
Say, this stuff must be worth a pile of dough. 520 grand to be exact. This is the Harrington stuff, Mitz.
And it's plenty hot. Listen, we got some new neighbors. A couple of guys just moved in next door. You better get a line on them.
Oh, yeah?
And there she was watching them play shuffleboard. And there was a lot of people there, too.
Can you beat that? We can't depend on her, that's a cinch. If we want to get this story, we'll have to get it ourselves. Hey, grab that camera and come with me. We got work to do.
They're not here.
If you think you're going to get away with this,
Come on. I've got another idea.
if you know what's good for you, you'll keep your trap shut.
We'll meet later down at the bar, and I'll do all sorts of plain and fancy drinking with you. But right now,
Nothing doing.
You gotta
We
come
are
with
the
us
best
right
little
now.
talent.
Who sent for the cops?
I say, Mr. Miller, we'd like to speak to you for a few moments, if your friends will excuse you.
Well, what is it now?
In your stateroom, if you don't mind.
Oh, all right.
I believe we've met.
Yes. I'm very sorry, Mrs. Van Diemen. I really didn't mean to clunk you quite so hard.
Oh, that's all right. Those things will happen. Have a drink. Say when.
When? You very good health, Mrs. Van Diemen?
Thanks.
Now, what's this idea of yours?
Now, look. Nobody can be as dumb as that dame up there, is that?
Yeah, I realize that, but what are we going to do?
Well, she's probably working with a partner, and I think I know who it is.
Well, who is it?
There's a guy aboard. I don't know how they got him on the passenger list, but his real name is Spike Jonas. I got a peek at him last night. Now, here's my angle.
I resent this continuous interference. It's getting to be a persecution.
Now, you might have brains enough to realize that when they pick a London correspondent, they naturally select a gentleman, the cream of American journalism.
Quite so, Mr. Miller. We understand all that, but...
You've a city editor named Rutherford, Mr. Miller? Right? Right. We received an answer to our inquiry.
Good old Ruthie, always clowning.
Another American joke, Mr. Miller?
Yes. Oh, it's been a gag between us for years. Why, I remember once down at Washington, I was special correspondent to the White House. Old Rutherford called me up one day.
Of course, Mr. Miller, but we are only interested in your conduct on board this ship.
Rutherford, my pal. Come on, Snap. I'll make that mug eat those words. Bring that brown. We're going to Helen's room. Go on, baby, go on.
And then he said if I knew what was good for me, I'd keep my mouth shut. Oh, I told you everything.
Oh, boy, what a story. Didn't I tell you I was right? What did they look like, honey? Think, baby, think.
I can't think. All I want to do is get off this boat, get out of this stateroom.
Oh, but you saw them. You talked to them.
They both had guns, I think. Maybe the tall one was the Cobra. He had on gray flannels.
Well, that's a big help.
Well, I don't care. I'm not going to stay here another minute. I'm going straight to the person.
Listen, Helen, you can't do that to me. I've practically got the biggest story in the world in my hands.
But, Dan,
Now, listen, Helen. Do you think for 1 minute that I'd ever let my little baby get in any danger? No, of course not. Now, you go on down to my stateroom. Nobody'll bother you there. I'll stay here and face the music. Only promise me that you won't go near that person. Do you promise?
Oh, all right, Dan.
Atta girl. That's my old sweetheart. Now, you go on right down to my stateroom. It's the safest place in the world.
Well, Dan, what makes you think it's here? Helen said those guys turned the place upside down.
Well, here's the way I gotta figure it, Snap. The guy who hit him in the first place wasn't gonna drag him out in front of that other crook. That'd only mean he'd have to split with him. He probably intends to come back here tonight.
After dinner, maybe, huh?
Hey, throw me a couple of those flash bulbs.
What are you gonna do, take his picture?
No, press his pants.
Well, you can't press his pants.
Come on. Hey, put down that banana and focus that camera on the door.
Oh, I get it. I get it now, Dan. When he opens the door and turns the light on, he takes his own picture.
Snapper, my boy, I'm proud of you.
Ah, go on, Dan.
What about eating?
You go ahead. I'll wait. That's him. Spike Jonas.
Come on, let's barge in. Wait a minute. This guy, Spike, is as cagey as a cat. We got to figure out every move.
Well, who are they gonna beef to? They'd look swell, wouldn't they? Yapping about what they'd lifted being hijacked. All we gotta do is play dead till we hit Cherbourg.
You sure you got this thing lined up right?
Yeah. I wish something would happen around here. Hey, how about me ducking out and getting some sandwiches?
Are you sure you got this in focus?
Well, sure. Or maybe some donuts, huh?
Get ready.
Douse
the lights. I'll pull the plate.
We got him, Snapper. We got him.
Come on, we gotta get this picture developed right away.
Close those doors.
Who is it?
Good, sir. Fresh linen.
Keep them up.
Say, what's the idea? You fellas are making a mistake. You're in the wrong stateroom.
Take it easy, Spike. We know what we're doing.
Shut up. Turn off those lights. Get over there. And don't you make a phony move.
Hey, Julian, tell your boyfriend to let me put my hands down. You got my rod.
Okay, Van, he can't pull anything.
Get in there.
Now, are you going to tell us where that jewelry is, or shall we use forcible methods? There's no use pretending. We know all about that dame next
All right,
door.
boys. Drop those guns.
You heard me.
It's Costa.
Costa?
Yes. I'm Coster. But I'm not such a bad guy. Am I, Spike?
Best little guy in the world, Mitz. Just misunderstood, that's all.
That's all. And to prove it, I'm going to be very fair with you guys. I'm going to make you a little proposition.
Gee whiz, do you realize what this means to us, Snap? Well, you've been packing a camera for years. You never had a break like this. An eyewitness photograph of the criminals in action. I can see those old headlines now. Why wear a cinch for a bonus?
Hey, Dan,
Yeah?
come here. Looks like he's disguised like a dame.
Let's have it, Snap. Come on, let's have it.
Why, it's Helen.
Do you know, Snapper, I'm gonna quit the newspaper game. Get into something dignified and substantial.
Gee, she sure looks scared.
Yeah, she does it then. I wonder what she wanted.
Ah.
I better phone her. Hey, no, wait. You run down there and see if she's all right.
Well, what are you gonna do?
You got plenty of flash bulbs?
Yeah?
Well, I'm gonna set the outfit up again. Somebody's liable to show up yet. Get back here as soon as you can.
Let me sweeten it for you.
Oh, thanks.
You know, all the time I thought she was working with you.
That's funny. We had her pegged as your shield.
Well, what are we going to do about her? I don't want to get mixed up.
Now, wait a minute, boys. This dame knows who I am. And you both know the rap is facing me. Now, just as soon as that supper crowd outside clears away and things quiet down a little, well, people have been known to fall overboard.
Oh, but Costa, that's a little out of my line. I wouldn't want...
Oh, yes, you would. We're all in this thing together. Now, get that through your heads. Now, you're both going to get your split. But first, we've got to take care of a few things. There's a couple of guys next door that we've got to check up on. They know who this dame is, and...
Oh, Helen. Helen! Oh, Helen, where are you?
You guys sit tight.
Helen, it's me, Snapper. Oh, Helen! Hello, give me stateroom 391.
Looking for the young lady?
Oh, yeah.
Well, she's been in here visiting with us. We were just about to have a little supper. Won't you join us?
Supper? Oh, sure, I wouldn't mind. I am a little hungry.
Well, that's fine.
Operator. Operator, where'd that call come from? Thanks.
Well, sit down and make yourself at home. Oh, she'll be back in a few minutes.
Oh, I guess she went down to see Dan. You know, she's pretty scared.
Scared of what?
Well, I don't want to make you fellas nervous. But there's a bunch of crooks on this boat.
Crooks? Really?
Yeah, jewel thieves and all like that.
How do you know?
Well, you see, Dan Miller, he's my pal. He's the New York Chronicle's ace reporter. We came down to the boat on a hunch that we might find Mitz Coster.
Who?
Mitz Coster, the guy that bumped off the district attorney yesterday.
Oh, yes, I read something about that in the paper.
Well, then after we got down to the boat, we got a swell lead on these jewel thieves.
Helen. Hey, Snapper.
And take it from me, with Dan Miller on the job, those crooks will all be in the brig. And I know...
Bill, I want you to meet one of our next-door neighbors, Mr.
McGillicuddy. I'm pleased to meet you.
Uh-huh.
Say,
What is it, son?
what's a wonder you ain't been picked up for Mitz Coster? He's sure a dead ringer for him. Ouch! Hey, cut it out!
I heard him, I tell you. They're beating him up and Miss Murdoch's disappeared. I mean Miss Madden. I don't know where she is.
Oswald, my lad, calm down.
Oh. What? Do something, will you? Don't stand there like a bunch of wooden Indians. They're liable to both be dead before...
Mr. Fisher, who's in stateroom E?
Mr. Charters and his son, sir. Mr. Charters is the invalid.
If you'll allow me, sir, I hardly think there's any cause for alarm. Mr. Miller has given us a great deal of trouble before with his American jokes.
But this isn't a joke, I tell you. They're liable to be killing them both. There was a yell, and then a thud like a body falling.
The old gentleman probably bumped his wheelchair against the table.
I beg pardon, Mr. Charters. Is everything quite all right? Right, sir. Sorry to have troubled you. Good night.
Well, of all the stupid, blundering fatheads.
My word.
That newspaper guy's behind that call.
That's what I figured. Come on, we gotta move fast. Get him out of there. Take a look on deck.
Nobody out there.
Let's go.
I'm gonna tell you something. There's the most unsociable bunch of... Look out! Oh, there isn't a regular fellow on the whole town. Oh, sociability. Oh, that's what I want.
What's the matter?
Cigarettes.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. That's for salt and peanuts.
I say a cigarette.
Salt and peanuts.
Cigarettes.
Nuts.
Listen, I said cigarettes.
Oh, wait. Oh, here comes a friend of mine. Here comes...
Wait a minute. You're just in time to settle a little friendly argument.
Listen, fellas, I'm in an awful jam. Let me go, will you?
Look, let me explain everything to him.
I say a cigarette.
Let me go, man. Will you?
Well, if that ain't cigarettes, I want my money back. I want my money back. I want my money back.
I know all about those.
Fellas, listen. Do you fellas want to have a lot of fun?
Certainly.
All right, come here. Now, this is what we're going to do.
What?
Wish those drunks would get out of there.
Now, you understand?
Yeah.
All right. You're it first. Go ahead.
It?
Yeah.
Now me.
Yeah, you. Now, there's your first one. Then all the way down the line. Now, don't you cheat.
Oh, no.
What's that?
Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Soldier along!
It's the fire alarm.
to man the lifeboats.
This way, the boat there!
False alarm, sir. Some silly idiot's been punching the boxes all over the boat.
Punching the boxes?
Exactly, sir. Probably one of Mr. Miller's practical jokes.
Well, find him and bring him here. Go with his valise.
False alarm. Restore order, calm the passengers, get them back to their staterooms.
Helen! Snapper! Helen, where are you?
Open up! Everything's all right. Go back to your stateroom.
Helen!
Hey, what? Don't make a move. Newspaper man, huh?
Easy, Coster, easy. Listen. Coster.
Come on, get over there.
Mr. Miller?
Keep your trap shut.
Back.
Why, it was just as if a person...
I'm sorry to disturb you, gentlemen. Mr. Miller, the captain wants to see you about the fire alarms. Your actions, Mr. Miller, have got quite beyond a joke. Come quietly, there's a good fellow.
Just a minute, gentlemen. Mr. Miller is our guest. He couldn't possibly have had anything to do with it. He was here when the alarm sounded.
I tell you, there were a couple of drunks outside. They could easily have...
As a matter of fact, I'm not at all sure you people have the right to break in here and humiliate my father in this manner. Of course, if you insist upon insulting your passengers, there's nothing we can do at the moment. But I shall certainly take it up with your officials in London.
It's an awkward mess, isn't it? I'm sure we can explain it to the captain. If you're certain Mr. Miller has been here.
I'm quite certain.
I do hope you'll overlook the intrusion. Billings, I've been an ass.
Quite right, sir.
Yes. I'm quite sure we can satisfactorily explain everything to the captain.
Look out, it's Smith's car!
Get him, Billings!
What's wrong?
Follow me! Stand back! What's going on here? Here they are in here, trying to arrest. All of them? That's Miss Costa. Don't take any chances with him, boy, you. Oh, baby, what a story! What a break! Gee, can you see those headlines?
Put them all in the brig. Put them in irons. Don't take any chances.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't do this to me. I gotta get pictures of all this. Listen, don't untie them. They're part of my story. International gem thieves, notorious Mitz Costa, slayer of district attorney, captured single-handed by Chronicle reporter. Boy.
Congratulations, Rutherford. That was a splendid idea, putting Miller on that ship.
Thanks, Colonel. It was just a hunch, that's all.
Great hunch, Rutherford. A great hunch. Fine work.
for as much as Daniel and Helen have consented together in holy wedlock, and have witnessed the same before God and this company, and therefore have given their pledge and troth each to the other, and have declared the same by giving and receiving a ring, and by joining hands. I pronounce that they are...
Snapper, get your camera, come on. Oh, I'll be back in a minute. Yeah. Pack your stations, boys.
Hop on, sir.